Okay. There you go.
Are we ready?
Yes,
okay.
you're going.
Well, as you can see, I have not changed clothes in 2 months because, we never go outside. So I just sit here in my pajamas and drink cocktails, and then we occasionally film it. This is a cocktail it is a cocktail of necessity because, tragedy of tragedies, we have not been able to find Campari for a reasonable price here in Wabatucky. So this is a sort of, I don't know, I guess in honor of my hometown, I guess I can call it sort of my hillbilly Negroni, because instead of using Campari and sweet vermouth, I am using Aperol and Spanish vermouth.
Do hillbillies even know what vermouth and Aperol are?
Sure, it's bait. That's how you catch carp.
Aperol?
Yeah, it's I think it's a kind of bait that you use to catch carp. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, so this is this is the first night we've ever made this. I put in an orange slice and so forth. So yeah, this is a cocktail. I guess I've been this one is actually the first one I did was the classic Negroni. The classic Negroni ratio is 1-1-1. You generally have 1 Campari, 1 gin, and 1 of sweet vermouth. Okay, that's the classic Negroni, and then ice cube. And I think the orange slice is traditional too. You always put an orange slice in there. This one is 1.5 gin, 1.5 Aperol, and 1 of the Spanish vermouth, because the Spanish vermouth is pretty strong and it tasted good, but I wanted to taste a little more Aperol and a little more gin, so I cut back on the vermouth, so there's a little less vanilla in this one. So this is kind of a slightly spicier, a little bit sweeter. It's still a little bitter. It's not as bitter as a genuine Negroni.
Yeah.
But you also get some nice spice from that Spanish vermouth. You get a little bit of vanilla, you get a little bit of cinnamon, and I think it actually works pretty well.
It has a little bit of a syrupy mouthfeel to it, which I like.
Yes, it also has a definitely syrupy mouthfeel.
I don't mean syrupy sweet, I just mean it's like not thin. It actually, it has this really nice, it has a nice mouthfeel to it for a cocktail, which I think is important.
I think anybody could make this or something like this, because even like Kroger has Aperol now. Aperol's actually pretty easy to find. Yep. Gin obviously is easy to find. Yep. The better the gin, obviously, the better
Yeah.
You better your drink
and
is going to be.
And vermouth, like what about Martini and Rossi? If that's all you can get, because that's what Kroger has here is Martini and Rossi.
Honestly, if you can't get anything better than Gallo or Martini and Rossi vermouth, you should probably make a different drink, honestly. Or substitute. If you can get Namaro, put Namaro in there. Don't use vermouth. Or, I hate to say it, but you could substitute maybe like a dry white wine or a sweet white wine, depending on your taste. Oh,
interesting. That's interesting.
I would not use bad vermouth because it's going to make your drink taste bad. Yeah. I've had Gallo vermouth and it's pretty horrible.
Yeah,
and Martini and Rossi.
Isn't that what we bought in Georgia? Those were all Martini and Rossi's.
Yeah, they weren't too bad. I mean,
no, they have more variation in Martini and Rossi than I've ever seen in the U.S.
Yeah, in Europe they were better. I think they had a little more variation. I mean, Martini and Rossi isn't horrible. I guess you could don't use Gallo, because Gallo has weird sort of minerally, chemically flavors that I'm just not crazy about.
No.
Martini and Rossi, okay, I guess.
I like
Pratt, or better yet, if you can find Dolan.
Yeah.
Dolan Blanc is basically French white vermouth. It's not Spanish, but the flavor profile is the same. Or Carpano Bianco is a really good, hard to find vermouth. But yeah, Italian white vermouth, French white vermouth, or Spanish white vermouth. Any of those could go in here if you wanted to make this. Or just make yourself a real Negroni with, like I said, 1 sweet vermouth, 1 gin, 1 Campari. Yeah. You could substitute Aperol for Campari. It's a lighter version of a Campari. Yep. Or it's a lighter version of a Negroni.
Yeah, and more orange than grapefruit. Aperol is orangey and Campari is kind of grapefruity.
But this is pretty good. I would make this again.
It's really good. I like it a lot.
I would serve this to my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.